Hi and welcome to this video in the MRDCL Central Working Smarter series, and in this video we're going to be looking at exporting surveys from MRDCL. Now, users of MRDCL Classic will already know that there's some good export tools within MRDCL already. What you're going to get in MRDCL Central is a couple of additional things. One of those is that you can automate your export so that as soon as runs are completed, they can be automatically generated for you, just as sets of tables can be automatically generated in Excel. The other thing you get is that, and this is a growingly important requirement, I think, is that you can output your data to a SAV file rather than an SPS and text file, which means then you have to read it into SPSS to save it as a SAV file. So now we have a correct connection in MRDCL Central that lets you generate a SAV file automatically at the end of your run. So I'm going to show you how you can work with exports in MRDCL Central, and I'm going to start by going to the export button up here, and if we click on it here, you'll see it brings up an export window. And if I'm ready to export it, I can just literally click on this button here and it will go off and run my export for me to the output I want. You can see I've chosen for SPSS from the drop down there, and I've successfully exported a SAV file directly from MRDCL. And if I click on this drop down here, you can see all the different exports that you can choose. So you've got you can choose a CSV file, a Resolve file, QPSMR, SSS, SAS and Quantum. So there's a good selection of different outputs you can choose. If you have a DTV file, you can also use that. Now, just to briefly explain what a DTV file is. A DTV file allows you to choose which variables you actually export to the format you've chosen and the order that they come out in. Now, you can generate a DTV file both from Classic and from here if you wish to. There's a button to do that, and that will let you reorder your variables or control which variables are actually exported to the output of your choice. And if we want to select that, we can just upload a DTV file. I've got one here. There we go, and you can see there's a DTV file, and there is a full video on that in the MRDCL Understanding Concept series that talks and shows you some examples of how you actually generate that and can use that file. And you can edit that in this window here. You can see you've got an editor up here. So if we wanted to get rid of that perhaps mysterious variable called myvar there, I could just highlight that and delete it, and that would mean that myvar doesn't end up in the output that I've chosen, and I'm still defaulting here to an SPSS file. Maybe we'll choose SSS this time, output to that, click on the export button, and off it will go and generate a SSS file for me, and it's successfully exported. Now, as you can see here, there are some options as well. So if you wanted to, for example, output multi-coded variables as a spread field rather than as a series of single fields, there's a checkbox to do that. So you can just check on that, for example, and that will control how the output comes out in your output file. Well, I hope that's been useful to you. Thanks for joining me.